Hello chess fans, this is Rick from Chess to Impress. Our world champion Magnus Carlsen had not won a tournament with classical time control in the whole of 2017. The last time he won an event with classical time control was when he successfully defended his world championship title against Sergei Karyakin in November 2016. But this all changed in the Isle of Man tournament held in September. An open tournament with many of the world's top players there. Carlsen is normally accompanied by his father or one of his sisters, but this was the first tournament he had his girlfriend, Sune Kristin Larsen, by his side. And she brought him luck, because Carlsen won the tournament with an amazing tournament performance rating of 29.03. In this video I will show you the game from round 8, where Carlsen played Fabiano Caruana from the United States of America. Caruana is white, Carlsen is black. It is the 30th of September 2017. e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5, a6. We are in the Ruy Lopez, also known as the Spanish opening. Bishop a4, knight f6, Caruana castled, b5 from Carlsen, kicking the bishop back. Bishop b3, bishop c5, c3, d6, and a4. And now the move a takes b5 is a threat, because then black cannot take back because his rook on a8 is hanging. And that's why Carlsen played rook b8. d4, bishop b6, a5, bishop a7, h3, Carlsen castled, bishop e3, and rook back to a8. Looks a bit strange, first rook b8 and then rook a8, but there was another threat. White was threatening to take on e5, and if you then take back with a pawn, there is knight takes e5. Because if you take back, then the bishop on a7 is hanging, which results in a good position for white. That's why Carlsen played rook a8, and I have to say here that many of the comments I'll make in this video are from Grandmaster Dimitri Reinerman from the website schaksite.nl. Rook e1 from Caruana, Carlsen played h6, knight bd2, and rook e8. Caruana has a lot of experience with this position. In fact, the day before this game he had won with white against the English Grandmaster Gawain Jones, who in this position took on d4. The move that Carlsen played, rook e8, is a better move. And now g4 from Caruana, and that is a new move. Other moves played in this position were knight f1 and bishop c2 and d takes e5. These moves have been played in high level games before, but Caruana plays a new move, g4. The plan that white has is twofold. There is the standard plan knight d2, f1, g3, f5 to put a knight on that strong square. But another plan is to play g5, and if black then takes, you take back and you will bring the other knight to h4. And as Reinerman says, on a lucky day, that knight can even end up on g6. Carlsen played queen e7 in this position, and he anticipates on white's plans on the king side by freeing up the d8 square for his knight so that the f7 square is protected very well. High level strategy from these two top grandmasters. After queen e7, Caruana played knight f1 as planned, knight d8 as planned. We know now that that knight is played there to cover the f7 square, knight g3 and c5, which is another advantage of knight d8, that black can play c5 and has now the possibility to close the a2 g8 diagonal. Queen d2 from Caruana, and Reinerman comments that he's probably not threatening to take on h6, but that black will have to take care of this, have to calculate if that move is an option. c4 from Carlsen, closing the diagonal, and it's also isolating the pawn on a5. Black will be able to attack that pawn twice, and it's not so easy for white to defend that pawn a second time, as we'll see. So black will threaten to win the pawn on a5. Bishop c2 from Caruana, knight h7, b4, c takes b3 en passant, and bishop takes b3. That way white has opened that diagonal from a2 to g8 again, but it has taken some time to make that happen. Bishop e6 from Carlsen, and bishop c2, which Reinerman calls a weird move. White's whole setup was to bring a knight to f5, and this seemed to be the right time to do it. Caruana decided against it and played bishop c2. Rook c8 from Carlsen, bishop d3, and knight b7. And Reinerman comments now, because white is taking it easy, taking it slowly, that gives black the chance to ask pawn a5 a question, and white is not able to find a good answer. Rook ec1 from Caruana, and queen d8 attacking the a5 pawn a second time. Queen b2, knight takes a5, black has won a pawn, and the knight threatens to go to b3. Knight d2 from Caruana, not the best way to prevent knight b3 according to Grandmaster Reinerman. Better would have been rook c to b1, and after knight d2, Carlsen takes over the initiative with the strong move d5. It gets an exclamation mark from Grandmaster Reinerman. The weakened white kingside will now also start to play a role in this game. Rook e1, bishop e8, and e takes d5. A lot of tension there in the center, and Caruana decides to take on d5. According to Reinerman, it was not easy to find another move. Carlsen took back on d5, and Caruana played bishop f5. He could have tried to start hunting for pawns with queen a3, and after knight c6 then you can take on a6, but that will result in a winning attack from black. The white king is weak on g1. So bishop f5 was played by Caruana, and rook c6 from Carlsen, protecting the pawn on a6. Queen a3, knight back to b7, rerouting the knight. Rook a d1, e takes d4, bishop takes d4, knight g5, bringing the knight into an active position. c4, rook takes e1 check, rook takes e1, bishop e6, and now Caruana blunders in a bad position. I'll show you the blunder in a minute, what he could have played, and I just give you the first line from the engine. He could have taken on e6, rook takes, knight takes, and then bishop e3 to save that bishop. Then bishop takes e3, f takes g3, b takes c4, knight takes c4, and queen c7. Black is going to win another pawn and has a winning position here. Just to show you that whatever Caruana did, it was very likely that Carlsen was going to win this game anyway. But he played, after bishop e6 from Carlsen, he played the blunder on the 35th move, queen e3. And resigned after Carlsen's answer, bishop f4. You cannot take the bishop, because then there is knight takes h3, check, with a nice fork on king and queen. And if you, after bishop f4, which attacks the queen, play the queen to d3. You have to keep protecting the knight. But then black takes that knight. Queen has to take back. And there is another fork, knight f3 check. Also forks king and queen. And black wins. Big win for Magnus Carlsen with the black pieces against one of his main rivals. In the last round he had the luxury to play a short draw with Nakamura with the white pieces to finish on his own on top of the leaderboard with 7.5 out of 9. The top of the standings, Carlsen 7.5. Anand and Nakamura were in second and third place with 7 points and 9 players on 6.5. Kramnik, Caruana, Adams, Elyanov, Vidit, Sutovsky, Rapport. Good old Alexei Sherov played a good tournament, and Swapnil also finished on 6.5 out of 9. A happy picture, Magnus Carlsen with his trophies and with his beautiful girlfriend by his side. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe to the Chess to Impress channel, please leave a comment, and if you liked the video it would be great if you could share it on social media. You also may want to check out my Chess to Progress channel, the link is in the description box. This is Rick from Chess to Impress. Thank you for watching.